Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Dream, Achieve, Repeat Team Zoom. Excellent. Marcy's just getting on too. Yay. So it is Monday, November 16th. My name is Genevieve Elliott, for those of you that might not know who I am. And this is normally our team Zoom for people that are interested in growing and sharing about the business. And we just decided, at the request of some of our newer people, that it would be really beneficial to do a couple of calls worth of some product testimonials of the products that Isagenix has. Somebody's just got to do a count. You know what? I'll do a count. I'm going to write it down. I'll just write 140 with a question mark. Around 140 products. So many people have no idea what's out there and what's available to them across the health and well-being spectrum. And we really want to help people have a better understanding of that. So when you're sharing, you can actually be thinking about those things more than just, oh, the shakes and the cleanse and the ionics and the things that you're used to. So before I go any further, we typically start our calls with recognition and appreciation. So I just want to take a second. Does anybody, and actually I can see everyone, so if you raise your hand, that will probably be the easiest, and then I know to pause for a second. Does anybody have anything that they are wanting to be shouting out for tonight?
I want to shout out all the people I haven't seen for a while who are on this call, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see you, Shannon and Dawn and Jackie and Marcy, and welcome Susan, and Rochelle is here. Of course you're here, Rochelle, and Jamie. So welcome Jamie and Susan. I don't know that you've been on too many of our team calls before, and we're really excited that you're here.
Happy to be here.
Yay.
Good to be here. This is my evening Zoom class. Only had one student and she left, so I hopped on here.
Perfect.
I've definitely missed seeing everyone's faces, so hi everybody.
Going like 18 days a week, she told me. It's kind of amazing, your schedule.
Four days a week, I'm working 12 hours. So the fact I can do this tonight is amazing.
To me, that's 18 days a week. Okay, so if you're not speaking, it would be super helpful if you were muted, just because we wind up with feedback and stuff sometimes. So we are going to, we've asked everybody that's actually going to speak tonight to keep it to you.
Genevieve, the story. Oh, sorry. Can everybody hear that? That's
perfect.
I'm going to turn it down.
No, that's good. No, don't turn it down.
2.5 minute mark for those of you that are talking, because we're trying to keep it under 3 minutes. You do have a little time after that. It'll be a little lower than that. But I also wanted to give a shout out to you, Genevieve, for taking the lead on our next two team cleanses. One started today, and we're doing one right after Thanksgiving. So just to let everybody know about that, and thank you, Genevieve, for taking the helm, leading the ship on that. So, and I also want to give a quick shout out to Lori, who has agreed, although we haven't done it yet, but she's agreed to work with me. We're trying to set up a vision board event. So we're going to do some brainstorming, but I kind of want to throw it out there because we're trying to get it set up. So basically you'll be setting up your vision boards for 2021. So that's coming. And thank you, Lori, for being willing to help me out. So
awesome.
Woo, awesome.
Tori, don't turn down the sound. I think it needs to be that loud.
Okay, I'll jump out of my skin then every single time. It was so loud.
Well, speaking of, let me turn my ringer off. Thank you for saying that.
Okay.
All right, and I wasn't sure because I hadn't heard back. Marcy, I'm so glad you're here. So now we're going to have an extra share tonight, which is great. We should have time for all of them as long as everybody sticks to their time frames. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Megan Bolding. You are looking you're glowing tonight, Meg. Yeah, exactly. Look at her. Megan's going to share about the Amped Hydrates.
Hey guys, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet, but I'm going to talk about the Amped Hydrate. So this is a great product that every single one of our family members, including the three boys, use just about every day, if not multiple times a day. So what Amped Hydrate is, it's a great electrolyte replacement drink, kind of taking the place of when you think about like Gatorade, Powerade, those things like that, without all the sugar and all the nasty stuff that's in it. So you're going to have 20 or less calories in each of the AMPS servings with 0 sugar. It does come in 4 different flavors currently, lemon, lime, orange, blue, raspberry, and coconut. They are also very tasty to mix in with some of the shakes as well and kind of change up the flavoring to some of your shakes. I know we use it. It's a great thing to use while you're working out to replace those nutrients and electrolytes that you're losing while you're working out, as well as just a great drink just to, if you don't want to drink plain water, just adding some flavor to, you know, mix it up a little bit. There's nothing bad that's in these drinks. Did you want to say anything else?
You can mix some fruit in them as well. So if you like strawberry lemonade, always mix some fresh strawberries in it. It tastes really good. And as Megan said, mixing into different of the isolene shakes is a great combination too. So if you mix orange in with vanilla, it tastes like orange creamsicle. If you mix lemon lime in with vanilla, it tastes like key lime pie. So just another way of telling people like, oh, we only have 4 or 5 different shake flavors, but if you add other of the amazing Isagenix products in, it can stretch the flavors to a lot of different combinations.
That was perfect. Thank you so much. I love how he just like Jairus's face just came in. It was almost like a commercial, like you can then, oh, then this extra head is there. That was great, guys. Thank you so much. And I love that you said it that way. Oh.
Just wanted perfect timing, so it's 2.5 minutes. I just wanted to tack on what they just chatted about with Hydrate. I love it in the greens. I wasn't drinking the greens because I just couldn't stand them in my shake, the new ones. And I saw that somebody posted it online, and so I started drinking the greens with Hydrate, and it's fantastic. I love it.
Good tip. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we are next going to go to Shannon Sim, who has a wonderful and amazing testimonial about the N-Tune CBD patches that we have from Dija.
Hello, everyone. So these little puppies are a lifesaver. Just a quick background on myself. I have 2 12-inch rods screwed into my spine, and I'm missing part of 6 ribs. And so I kind of constantly always, you know, have pain, live with pain. I don't like to take medication either. So before the patches were introduced to the company, I was using the CBD oil, which was a life changer too. But these little patches are, I can't even explain how life-changing they are. They're a full spectrum. They also have botanicals in them and everything. And I personally love them for the way that they get me through the day. I forget that I even have it on. I forget that I have pain. I honestly think I think clearer. And it's a whole realm of things that these little patches can do. You put one on for 24 hours and then replace it. And I've gone swimming with them. I shower with them. It's fine. They don't come off. And they're still providing, you know, through here what you need. And I also had a broken rib a few weeks back. And literally, I think this is what got me through the broken rib. I literally would put the patch right where the rib was broken, and I was healed before the 6 weeks. I felt it's amazing. It's a life changer for me. So, you know, someone who lives with chronic pain and is made of metal, like myself, these are life changers because I'm never going to go without these. I recommend them.
Awesome, Shannon. Thank you so much. I tell your story a lot. I've told your story to a lot of people, especially about the rib part. I forget about your other issues that you've got, but the rib thing was a big deal. And I also love to tell how it happened.
Yeah,
so,
my 7-year, well, he's now 8, but my 7-year-old son and I were playing WWE wrestling, and he broke my rib. But I got through it. We're good. The patches got me through it. So
he gave you a testimonial. So nice of him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
I
sharing.
just want to add really quick on the patches. I know a lot of people use them for pain management, and it's nice because you can put them specifically where you have the pain, right, Shannon? So that's a plus, but just as much, I'm finding that people are using the Intune patches just to bring down their anxiety levels a little bit and manage their stress. And for a lot of people, especially in this very interesting and rather chaotic and stressful and anxious time, just to be able to sleep at night. I have people who told me that when they first used the patches, which was in September, that they hadn't slept through the night since April. And because of the patches, they were able to now get deep, restful sleep. And so I think just as important as the pain management is that managing, we're not allowed to say anxiety, right, Genevieve? My bad. Anxiety is a medical term. And so to manage, what would be the equivalent then?
You can say stress, just help with feelings of well-being, you know, things like that.
Just your overall daily clarity.
Yeah. And just ability to function and deal with stuff. And my sister says that her kids say she's a nicer mom. And right there, that's worth putting a patch on every day if your kids notice that you're a nicer mom, right?
I feel like I could nod my head right off of my neck on this because I've definitely been using it to help. And that sense of calm and well-being. There have been some times when I've had an extra rough time that I put one on and within an hour, actually probably even sooner, I've noticed. But then there've been other times when I might be using it for something else and then I realize I'm handling stuff better. So yep, I agree with everything everybody's saying for sure. So it's a good one. Okay, next we have Dawn Butler. Jackie, I'm so glad you're able to join in tonight. And Dawn's going to share about the collagen bone broth.
Hi, everybody. So I am Dawn Butler, for those of you who haven't met me or seen me in a while. Hi, everyone. I want to talk to you about the collagen bone broth. It comes in 2 flavors, vegetable and chicken. The vegetable is 40 calories. The chicken is 45. And the great thing about these bone broth packages, there's two different flavors. They have collagen in them, and one of the side effects or benefits, if you will, to collagen is it gives you a sense of fullness. So for anyone like me who struggles through cleanse days, I always have about 2 to 3 collagen bone broth packets for every cleanse day. It helps me in that 11th hour. They actually taste pretty decent. And they help me stay on track, and I don't self-sabotage during that last moments before going to bed. I cook with them a lot. I put them in different recipes, and again, another benefit for the collagen is it promotes weight loss. And I can just tell that after I've had them for a few days, the texture of my skin is different. Also, the bone broth has amino acids that are essential for rebuilding bone and the connective tissue. So if you are near 50, like I will be next February, that's really important to make sure that your bones and connective tissue are staying intact or at least regenerating. So
that was perfect. And I'm so glad you shared that, because I'm like, there's no way you're going to be 50. I've been thinking since I first saw your face on here, you look amazing. So
thank you.
Kudos to that collagen bone broth. Let's just give it all the credit. Thank you so much for sharing, Dawn. That was perfect. Perfect. Okay. Marcy, thank you so much for being here. Take a deep breath, take some more Isagenix, which you're about to share about. Right? Marcy's going to share about Isagenix, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marcy. My experience with Isagenix, let me tell you, I can't even live without it. I've been taking it for probably about 1.5 years now. Usually once a day, unless, let's say we have a computer crash at work, which we've had recently, and I've been taking it about 2 to 3 times a day just to get me through my stress has been off the charts. I noticed it, but I think my biggest thing was my coworkers noticed it. Like, there were one of my really good friends whom I work with, she pulled me aside and she goes, "What are you taking?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she goes, "Well, you are handling this whole situation like I've never seen you handle it before." And I'm like, "Well, let me tell you about a little miracle that I have called Ionic Supreme." And I mix it in with my shakes every single morning. That is my daily routine. And I seriously, I ran out of it while I was hunting, and I had to place a quick order out there. Literally, I made my son stop on the side of the road as soon as we got service so I could order my Ionic so it would be here when I got back from hunting. Just it makes me like I don't want to say normal, but it makes me level. Like, I can feel when I get anxious, but then it's like it just kind of levels me out and I cannot live without it. I'm so happy I was introduced to it. Thank you.
That was perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, Marcy. I remember when I first got to hear this story about Marcy and her coworkers and what a difference it was, what they noticed in her. So a lot of other people are talking about like family members noticing, but with her, it was her coworkers, and sounds like they're all appreciating that you take your Ionics every day. That's fantastic. Okay. We're just going to keep moving right along, and potentially at the end, maybe we'll actually have time for some questions if anybody has them, but just a little note, if there is something that you heard, just note who was talking, and you can always take it to a side conversation after to maybe ask some more questions, which is one of the benefits of what we're doing here. So, all right, Adam Sisk, if you're ready. If this is an okay time. This is a little bit different, guys. This is actually not an Isagenix product, but Dawn did ask Adam to share about the app that he uses for cleanse days. And actually, I'm sure I'm going to learn something because I don't use it. So thank you so much for being willing to tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. So I'm kind of a science nerd, and I stumbled upon this app that helps me follow along the science of what happens internally during what we call a cleanse day or a fasting day or intermittent nutritional fasting day, whatever you want to call it. And it's called the Life app, LIFE, and the IF is highlighted for intermittent fasting. And it breaks down exactly, so you schedule it, right? So let's say I'm starting a fast right now. I just took my last bite of food or my last drink of shake or something like that. I would click start fast on the app, and the clock would start. Okay. And then you probably can't see it. I don't know if you can or not, but the clock starts. And as you get to 12 hours, it tells you are in ketosis, and it gives you an article about that. When you get to 18 hours, you're in heavy ketosis, and it gives you an article about that. When you get to 24 hours, you're in autophagy, and it tells you about that and what that is. And then you keep on going all the way to the next step is right around 36 hours, and I think you're at your peak HGH, human growth hormone production. And then at 60 hours, which is what I typically do. I do typically 60 hours because, if I start at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday night, I'll go to Friday morning at 7 a.m. and that's 60 hours. And when you get to 60 hours, that's minimum. Your body's at minimum insulin. Okay. And that means you're extremely sensitive to insulin as well. And your cells want that. Okay. When your cells become kind of numb to insulin, that's when the sugar stage in your blood, type 2 diabetes, things like that. Anyway, there's articles about that. And there's tons of articles about everything, supporting your health from a nutrition standpoint to exercise to things like that. And what's great about it is you can create your own circle within the Life app. You can invite people to your specific circle. For me, It's Team OC. A lot of you are part of it, and you can actually correspond and talk to people and see where they are in their fasting hours. You know, typically a lot of us are on the same schedule, so it's great. You can encourage, you can see how they're doing and stuff like that. So they have it both for Apple and Android. It is LIFE. I highly recommend it because a lot of times when I get to that point, you know, it's typically the first day around 5 p.m. and I'm thinking, you know what, do I need to do this? Why do I need to do this? Blah, blah, blah. I click on my fasting app and I see where I am, and I'm typically in heavy ketosis, and I'll read an article. I was like, man, that's pretty badass. And then, you know, autophagy is next, and autophagy is my jam. Because if you don't know about autophagy, guys, you need to read about it. Okay. Autophagy is where the magic really, I think, in my opinion, the magic really happens. So LIFE, again, it's on Apple and Android. Look it up. It'll really help you get through these cleanse days.
Thank you so much. I've seen so many people. I have no good reason except I just haven't done it. So now you've actually got me. That's why these are so beneficial to me personally. Like now I'm going to check it out because because I'm going to check it out. So thank you, Adam. That actually really made a difference for me. And I've watched people taking notes too. So I think that there might be a couple people on here that aren't using it yet as well. So just a whole nother tool in the basket, which is
Genevieve,
perfect.
I'm
Yes,
gonna just piggyback with what Adam said, because I'm in his Life Circle on the Life app. And the nice thing, Adam, when you put a post up, I get a notification on my phone. So it really keeps your circle engaged, which is really nice.
Yeah, you'll get a notification just like you would on any other app or a text message or something like that. I don't do it a lot. But again, I mean, it's just one more tool in your tool belt to stay on it and to stay motivated. Because what helps me out is knowledge on why I'm doing this. And for me, it's not weight loss. It's never been for weight loss. It's about what's happening beyond that, you know, and I know how great I'm going to feel and why, right? A lot of us get to day 5 and we're like, I feel great. And they just attribute it to not eating. But I think if you get that information, that science in your head, you know, then you can pass it on and explain why to people a little bit easier.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, last week, for those of you, there's definitely a good handful of you that are pretty new, and everybody except for Trishelle is new to the Zija products since we've actually had them since Isagenix acquired Zija, and we are lucky enough to have Trishelle, who came over from Zija and just knows so much and is so passionate about these products and has such powerful testimonials. So she did share last week, but tonight she's going to share a bit more of her knowledge and even more testimonials because she's got so many of them. So go ahead, Trishelle. Thank you.
So I'm going to talk first about SmartMix. I don't know if y'all can see that. So SmartMix can be used from 30 days old to 130 years old. The SmartMix was the original formula. It has a prebiotic in it, which helps with the digestive system, helps with bloating, helps with all kinds of gut issues. The nice thing that I discovered in my own family with this is my daughter has severe environmental sensitivities to things. And so we sought medical help for quite a few years, and they just said that she's just always going to have, you know, some kind of a treatment. Put her on the SmartMix. She was about 12 years old when she started. And within 3 months, we no longer had to see that specialist because her body started producing its own histamine against the sensitivities that she was having within the environment. When I say this, my daughter she was having reactions to all the grasses, all the trees, dogs, cats. Currently, she works in a field with animals, which is something she couldn't have done had she not been introduced to the SmartMix and allowed her body to heal at a cellular level, very specifically build up its own histamine. So that being said, so that's my one testimony of Smart Mix. The second one is the premium tea. We are fixing to go into the holidays, and everybody likes to overindulge and eat things we don't normally eat. So what makes the premium tea different is the premium tea, it has the core moringa in it, but it actually works like a scrub brush for your intestinal tract. And it starts with the liver. Our livers are like sponges, and it holds on to every toxin that ever comes into our body. And so the premium tea starts with the liver, and it detoxes the liver, and it's very gentle when it does this. So it helps push all of those toxins through the digestive tract so you can void them. We tell everybody, drink it at night before you go to bed. You want to steep it between 4 to 8 minutes. Depending upon your sensitivity. I always tell people it's best to go with 4 minutes first and then build up to 8 or 10 minutes, depending upon what your tolerance level may be. You want to drink it before you go to bed. You'll have a moving experience in the morning. So don't have any appointments before 10 a.m. It doesn't happen every time, but it has been known to happen that way. The nice thing is when I say it's a scrub brush, it literally cleans you from your liver all the way through the small and large intestines. And it takes all of the toxins out. It helps your body absorb your vitamins and minerals that might have been blocked by garbage that was stuck to your intestinal wall. So premium tea is a must, especially if you go on a vacation, after holidays, drink it at night before you go to bed to help move all of that debris out of your system. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's it.
I just love how you worded all of that. You'll have a moving experience the next morning. Like, all of that. Like, you can tell she's talked about this before. That was super, super helpful, Threshold. Thank you. And yeah, I took some.
One word of advice: make sure you're hydrated. Don't do this if you have not been drinking water, because it pulls the water out of the cells to move the toxins. So if you're dehydrated, you might have cramping. So make sure you're hydrated.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was really helpful. We've really gotten a lot of great information and education on the Zija products. We only have a couple more minutes. So does anyone have any questions about what has been discussed? Anything you want to clarify? If you want to put your hand up so that I know that you'd like to ask something, that's great. I'm looking at especially our newer newbies. Awesome. Okay, so and to me, I just thought everybody did such a nice job, like really letting us know what the significance was and what the testimonial is and how each of these helps you. So I'm just going to take super, super quick. Last week I had talked about the sleep spray, and we ran out of time, but Dawn had asked me to share what my nighttime routine is, and I think I can do this really, really fast. And it actually incorporates 3 Isagenix products. So for anybody that, even if it's not for you, if you sleep great, fine. But if you're looking for a nighttime routine that's going to set you up for more successful sleep, got to make sure you're off all screens, all of them, at least 30 minutes before bed. They actually recommend an hour. So I do that at least the 30 minutes. I take my Isoflush. I take 2 capsules. The lavender essential oil is going in the diffuser along with Defense Shield. We use both every night. And then I take my 3 squirts of sleep spray, and then I read for at least 20 minutes, which they say to take the sleep spray 20 minutes before you want to go to bed. And I fall asleep so easily, and I stay asleep except if I need to pee, which the sleep spray has not solved that, because So if anybody wants me to like put that in a group or something, I know I went through it fast, but I really wanted to share it. It has really, really made a difference. Even through my toughest times when a lot of us maybe would be losing sleep, I was still able to sleep because I had those habits in place. So I really wanted to share that with all of you. Okay, does anybody else have anything else before we finish up tonight?
If I can go quickly, I just want to tack on and tell Gary and Trishelle, thank you so much for last week's information. It really piqued my interest as far as Moringa. So I've done a little bit more digging to learn a little bit more about it. And I did find another video from Moringa that's out of Jamaica. Granted, at the end of it, it is they're pitching their product at the end of it, but the whole video was filled with a lot of information. I just wanted to share this quickly. Moringa has 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, 4 times the calcium of milk, 3 times the potassium of bananas, twice the protein of yogurt, and 3/4 of, there's my own timer on me. And 3/4 of the iron of spinach. And the key thing out of the other video that I watched is that unlike most Western foods, it has not been genetically modified because it's not really in the Western environment yet. So it's a very, very clean. It has all 9 amino acids not provided by our bodies. It's the most nutrient-rich plant ever discovered. It's considered to have the highest protein ratio of any plant ever studied. It has 36 anti-inflammatory compounds, 46 antioxidants. And no, this was in 2018, the video I was watching. No side effects have ever been reported. It contains large amount of beta cisterol. I probably didn't say that right, which I guess helps reduce prostate and colon cancer. So there's a lot to it. It's been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. So I'm still digesting through the information. I think actually after Trichelle's share tonight, I think I have a better idea as to what I want to actually start using. But I mean, this is like a no-brainer, especially with COVID everywhere. As far as our immune systems go, it really is going to be a boost for it. So I just wanted to share that quickly. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And thank you again to everybody who contributed tonight. All of your testimonials were just spot on. And again, as far as I'm concerned, clarifying, I think it's so good for all of us to hear everybody else's experiences. So feel free to go ahead and, like, each of you, Shannon, everybody, Megan, like, you can go, I know we're all kind of in some different pages, but go to your pages and share those things. Like, it's so nice to for other people in our groups to be able to hear them. Obviously, not so many are here, they can't always make it, but that's, as far as I'm concerned, what our groups, our product groups are for, so people can learn more about these things. So thank you all so much for taking the time. And I think we'll be getting more back to our regularly scheduled program as far as our Monday night team Zooms, I'm pretty sure next week. So we'll be looking forward to seeing you all then.
And I think Genevieve is going to get off this call giggling about the moving experience. That's my call.
Oh, absolutely. You will have a moving experience. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Night.
Bye.
Night.
Night.